Welcome everyone to the State of the Game for the 18th of, it's May. Yes. May 2017, I know the year. Firstly, thank you, Tony, for that host. That's really nice of you. MVP Tony. Well, I mean, very quickly, we know the news we're going to talk about today. You can see it down below. 1.6.1.
So it's kind of spoiling the whole thing, you know?
I know, but I like that people that are just like, I need to know this, this, and this.
Yeah, all right.
Don't care about you guys being so cringe. Now I'm going to go. I just don't want people to feel like they have to wait around. Do you know what I mean? Is that okay?
That's true. No, that's fine.
Will you allow it?
That's fine. That's okay.
All right.
I'm okay with it.
And I'm happy because Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday is the 23rd.
Yeah.
And that's when we're dropping 1.6.1.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're not excited.
And that's when we're doing the ETF as well. So it's like Tuesday is going to be fun, or when we're starting the ETF. So
this guy.
It's going to be fun.
Are you okay?
What? Yeah. Why?
I just thought you'd be more excited.
I am excited.
Okay.
This is my excited face. Come on.
This is how French people do excited. I don't get it.
So yes, 1.6.1 scheduled for release next Tuesday. So far, everything is on track. Of course, we're never 100% safe. There might still always be something in the last minute, but it's very, very likely. We're 99% sure that it's going to be released this Tuesday. So in 4 days. 5.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, there's 4 days that you won't have it.
4 sleeps.
Is that how it works? Days, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, that's coming, and then we start. You're going to be in Newcastle on Monday night.
Monday night, yes.
I'll be arriving Wednesday morning, but ETF starts on Tuesday.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we also have the patch notes for update 1.6.1 are coming. We are finalizing on Monday. The reason why we're waiting is that there are a few final changes that are coming in there. So there are a few final bug fixes and server-side fixes that took place after the PTS 3. So we're adding all of that to the patch notes, and we'll be publishing them on Monday.
Great. Perfect. Monday on the forums. Forums.ub.com, you can find that there.
Yeah.
Cougar74 had a good point. The reason we can't see you smile is just the beard encompasses it too much. So.
It's not trimmed now, it's a bit too long. So
there we go. We'll figure that out next time.
And make sure it's trimmed for the ETF.
Then beard. We'll figure
exactly.
that out. So ETF next week, and as we've been doing in the past few weeks, we've been focusing on keeping these State of the Games a bit shorter and a bit more to the point. Sorry about talking about beards. But we're not going to be on that long today. We've got the key things to talk about, and then we'll be hitting off. But ETF is obviously a big part of what's coming up on the agenda for next week.
Yeah.
What are the topics that we'll be covering there with the peeps?
So basically the theme of this ETF, and that's very important for everybody to understand because we don't want you guys to have a wrong understanding of what we're going to do there. The theme is the whole year 2. It's the whole year 2, everything that we're going to do there. So that means it covers update 1.7, update 1.8, and also other quality updates like we did 1.6.1. We may do a 1.8.1 or these kind of things.
Okay, cool.
So it's going to be covering not only 1.7 and 1.8, but also potential other things we could do outside of these 2 updates. Why this is important? Because a lot of the things we're going to discuss, because obviously 1.7 is already pretty advanced in terms of development, and we'll be talking about that one very soon. So a lot of the discussions we're going to have with the ETF, we're going to talk about 1.7 and have them, test it, and we'll tweak things based on their feedback and all of that. But a lot of the discussions and the things we're going to do to agree with them are not going to be implemented before 1.8. So it's very important to understand. Therefore, the good thing is that with the timeline and the way we approach it, that gives us a lot of time between the ETF and 1.8, which means that the discussions we're having now have way more chances of actually having an impact on 1.8 because it's early enough, so we can actually...
That's one of the things we've learned from previous ETFs. I mean, while those ETFs came in a little bit close to the update that was afterwards, and we had to wait until later to implement some things. With this, that's not going to be really a problem, which is really cool.
Yeah, that was the case mostly with the second ETF Bravo with update 1.6 but also because there was the Christmas time in between, so that was hard to fit everything. But now we're good. So that's going to be interesting. What are they going to do? So one thing with this ETF is that we want to be a bit more transparent with you guys on what's going to happen there, so we can talk about that. So now we can tell you what they're going to do is there's going to be a mix of discussion and gameplay. So they will be testing update 1.7, what we have of update 1.7. It's not finished yet, but they will get to test. We talked about 1.7 having our take on seasons, which are now called global events, I think. And feats, which are called commendations. I forgot. We are still going through the names and finding the official names for this. But they will get to test that because that is already pretty advanced also in development. So they will get to test it and give us feedback, and we'll build on it based on what they think. There will be some stuff that they can test from 1.8 already, which is interesting. But again, 1.8 there are a lot of open doors for changes and like new things being added depending on the discussions we will have with them. And then yes, a lot of discussions, workshops, debates over specific topics. Some of them will be, for example, I wrote down a few of them. Sorry, I need my notes. I don't have all of them in mind, but stuff like gear sets, exotics, balancing, or like existing one. How do we balance them? Like stuff. Probably we'll talk about ninja backpacks or Deadeye and this kind of stuff.
When you say these things in particular, I saw someone in chat before asking, is there a possibility for new weapons to be added or that sort of thing? Is that on the table?
Yeah, that's going to be discussed as well. Obviously, it's not only balancing existing ones, but also new ones. What would you like to see? What would you like us to add? We want to talk about PvP, about the dark zone, about the rogue mechanics, all these kind of things. These are some discussions that we had already with the second ETF, with ETF Bravo. There are some changes that are some workshops we did with ETF Bravo. The results of which have not yet been implemented in a game. So that's things we want to keep the discussion going with this ETF as well. DLC improvements, underground survival, last stand. How can we improve these and like make them cooler? World tier and gear score increase. Is that a good idea? Is that not? This also is a discussion we want to have. And also one of the things we want to do is also keep an open door for their topics. So we're actually having time in this agenda where they will get to decide what they want to talk about.
I think that's important.
It's not just us saying, hey, here are the things we want to talk about. It's also, okay, what do you want to bring to us? These are only some of the things we're going to discuss. There will be more, obviously. But it's covering pretty much the whole scope of all the things we want to work on.
Exactly. So there's definitely going to be a lot to talk about. And it's good, actually, that we have previous ETFs have been 3 days long. Now that we have that extra day, I always find on the Friday of the ETF, we got to that point where we're like, damn, I wish we had a little bit more time to go through like a few of the more specific things in depth. So I think having that extra day is going to be fantastic. How can the community get involved in this? Because I think it is important that we don't just limit the conversational ability to the people that are there. I think if we can extend it to these folks, that'd be cool.
Basically that's the idea. It's that we want you guys to participate, or to give you guys more of an opportunity to participate in these discussions as well. So what we're going to do first, the important thing is talk to the ETF members, the ones that have been selected, ETF Charlie. I know that some of them have already started putting surveys out there, polls, or started gathering feedback from the rest of the community.
I took one of those polls.
So if you find someone that is a member of the ETF, and again, we are not naming them ourselves because we want them to decide if they want to be public or go public with the fact that they're a member of the ETF, because it's also a lot of pressure to take as a player. But if they name themselves and they're gathering feedback, make sure to participate in these discussions and give them everything you have so they can show up at the event already with a list of things that they gather not only from their experience but from the rest of the community. That's one way to approach it. Another thing that we want to do is we're putting together a big, it's probably going to be one big survey, which is going to be focused on lots of the topics that we just mentioned. So the idea for this survey is that to give you guys a chance to fill out the survey and voice your opinion on all these topics. So then we can use the result of these surveys as a base for discussion with the ETF, and we can go more in depth on some of the results. I see that there are a lot of opinions already about gear score and all that. This is the kind of things we're going to put in this survey. I have no doubt about the results, but that's something we still want to put to the question.
I don't know. Whenever I've gotten to the position where I felt that I know what the results are going to be, there is often, not all the time, but we hear from a very specific part of the community a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've been surprised by other parts of the community speaking up about different things that I hadn't maybe considered or hadn't given as much weight to as I think. So whoever you are, whatever you do, whatever you enjoy doing in the division, make sure that your voice is heard by taking the survey.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Links to a survey, we don't have a link yet. And I see Too Easy 201 saying surveys, and more surveys. That's the best way we have to actually try to have, an objective, quantified feedback from you guys. We're reading all the discussions and all of that, of course, but surveys are also a great way for us to actually have better idea of proportions on what people think. So that's when we put surveys out there, that's the best way you can give us your feedback.
Yes.
And also another thing we want to do to give you guys more visibility is also we are looking at ways to put together recaps, hopefully on a daily basis. So at the end of the day, we would like to put something on the forums that kind of sums up what have been the main discussions we've had and what are some of the key learnings or this kind of stuff. It's all going to be very organic, and it's the first time we're going to do it, so hopefully it's going to work.
There we go, okay.
But yes, we're looking at ways to basically tell you a bit more what is happening during the ETF and all of that.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
I also see you've put down on here curry eating competition.
No, I did not.
Damn.
Nice try.
Why else are we going to Newcastle?
Nice try.
Please, man. Damn. No, but seriously, what's that thing you wrote there?
You can't read, or it's just you want me to
Are you going to do a meet and greet in Newcastle? That'd be cool.
Yeah, so that's also the other thing. For all of you guys that are in Newcastle or around Newcastle next week, or not too far, we are organizing a meet and greet there since we are there with a bunch of devs and with the Elite Task Force.
Yes.
We thought, why don't we just go to a place and
get a curry and
invite all the cool guys around, So and get
them.
a curry or a beer, either one or the other. So yes, Wednesday night next week, if you're in Newcastle or somewhere around and you have means to actually go to Newcastle, you are invited to a meet and greet with division team.
I like Matt's idea for karaoke. That could go down.
Karaoke would be fun.
Well. Although, second thoughts may not be a great idea.
The only thing is, because now you'd be like, yeah, cool. Where is it? We don't know yet.
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
We'll see you in Newcastle.
So
at the Newcastle.
We're looking at getting a place privatized so we can do it. If we can't, we'll just hang out in a bar and just give you the address, and people can just join.
Yeah. So if you want to fight us, you know where to find us.
What?
It might happen. You never know.
It might happen.
That's how you win the internet.
Yeah.
Division devs get punched in a bar.
So as soon as we have the date, not the date, as soon as we have the address, we'll tweet this out and let you guys know. But
yes.
if you're in Newcastle or somewhere around, keep in mind Wednesday night, you can hang out with us.
Keep it open.
Have a few drinks.
All right.
Alcohol free.
All right. There will also, disclaimer, like I put down below, there'll be no State of the Game next week because we won't be here to be able to do it. But like we said, we do want to make sure that we have some up-to-the-date information for all of you. So the forums will be on there, doing the recaps and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of State of the Game-ish things.
Yes.
All right.
There would be that.
Anything else we want to address before we head off?
Nope.
Great.
At least we went through the list of things here.
We did. It was fun.
There was somebody asked a question and I forgot what it was. I remember. I forgot your name, but somebody was asking PTS on console. Yes, it's still a thing. We're still working very hard on that, and hopes are very high that next PTS for 1.7 will be on console.
Yes.
Just wanted to answer that question.
Exactly. If you missed the news or aren't reading down below just before we head off, next Tuesday, the 23rd, 1.6.1 will be coming out. Loadouts are going to be in that and some other things. Obviously, this isn't a content update or a features update. We managed to get loadouts into it, is basically the thing. It's a quality update.
Yes.
Well, it is called Quality Update 1.6.1. So next Tuesday, the 23rd, you can get your hands on that. We also have the ETF starting next week, and that's it for today. All right, I will see you. Wait, not next Thursday. I was almost going to say that.
Nope.
We'll see you on the forums next week, and then after that, we'll deal with that when we get to it. All right, that's going to be it. All right, see you guys.
All right,
Thanks so
see
much.
you.